What if Casey Stoner didn't retire at the end of 2012? It's one of the biggest what ifs in MotoGP, because when Stoner stepped away, at 27 years old, still top of his game, he didn't just leave a championship behind. He left a void, one that would be filled by a rookie named Marc Marquez, who changed the game. But was that always going to happen? What if Stoner had stayed? Would Marquez still have joined Repsol Honda? Would Dani Pedrosa been moved aside? Or would Marquez have had to wait his turn, and perhaps at LCR? Well, let's rewind the clock and see how close we were to a completely different MotoGP back in 2012. Stoner's retirement shocked a lot of fans, but in hindsight, the signs were there. He was always a bit of an outlier in the paddock, someone who loved racing, but not necessarily MotoGP. By 2012, Stoner had grown disillusioned with the direction of the sport. He wasn't a fan of the CRT bikes, he didn't enjoy the politics or the media circus, and become a father that year. The travel, the pressure, the constant spotlight, it wore him down. But make no mistake, this wasn't a man past his prime. Stoner won 4 of the first 10 races that year before injury took him out of title contention. He was still one of the fastest riders in the world. So it begs the question, could he have stayed? Well, let's imagine that Stoner has a change of heart. MotoGP cleans up its act, and the new 1000cc era excites him again. Or perhaps Repsol Honda throw a massive contract at him and gives him way more say behind the scenes. In this timeline, Casey Stoner stays with the Repsol Honda in 2013. Still blisteringly fast, Honda's top guy, and now a full year's knowledge of the Honda RC213V. And that leads us to a new problem. What about Marc Marquez? Well, in real life, Stoner's retirement left the perfect opening for Marquez. But let's not get sidetracked. Honda were already lobbying for Marquez before Stoner announced his retirement. Back in 2010, Dorna introduced the rookie rule, which blocked newcomers from joining factory teams. Marquez was set to dominate Moto2, and Honda wanted him directly in the Repsol team. So in 2012, before Stoner had even officially retired, Honda was lobbying for Dorna to scrap the rule. And that tells us something massive. They were already planning for Marc Marquez, at possibly Stoner or Pedrosa's expense. So with Stoner still in the factory seat, Honda has 2 options. Option 1, Marquez joins the LCR Honda team. He still steps up to MotoGP, but rides in a satellite team, but with factory support. Marquez still has the talent to turn heads, but it's a slower, more traditional route. He doesn't win the title straight away, and the Stoner-Pedrosa dynamic at Repsol remains untouched for now. Option 2, Marquez becomes Stoner's teammate. And here's where things get spicy. Imagine Marquez learning the ropes from Stoner, not Dani Pedrosa. The tension, the competitiveness, and the outright speed in that garage. Could Marquez challenge him straight away? Or would Stoner hold him at bay? Now, it's not out of the question, but Honda may have chose to drop Dani Pedrosa from the factory team, possibly moving him to the LCR team. It would have been harsh, but not impossible, especially with how cutthroat modern MotoGP is today, and especially with Repsol being so keen on their Spanish rider. But this is the domino effect, and it changes quite a lot in MotoGP, just if Stoner had stayed. Would Marquez have won the 2013 on an LCR bike? Possibly not. That means no world champion, no rookie champion. Would Stoner have battled Lorenzo for another title? The 2013 Yamaha was very strong, and Stoner had the pace in 2012. Is there an opportunity where Dani Pedrosa could win a title without Marquez stealing wins from him? Or would it be out of the factory team altogether? We might have even seen Stoner the mentor and Marquez the prodigy in the same garage, battling it out week after week. Truly a fire and ice combo, both ruthless in their own ways. Reminds me of another garage. Maybe they would have put a wall up as well. And here's something else that's even worth pondering. If Stoner had stayed in MotoGP and carried on racing to the mid-2010s, it's quite possible we may have never have seen him return to Ducati as a test rider in 2016. And the reason this is important is because Casey Stoner was pivotal in the Ducati's direction of change and improving the Desmosedici GP. It's a low-key turning point. His feedback helped sharpen the Desmosedici, especially in terms of stability and throttle feel, just as Gigi Dall'Igna was steering the ship into title-challenging waters. Without Stoner's input during that crucial transition, would Ducati have found its form as quickly? Would Dovi have come so close to a title in 2017? And would Jorge Lorenzo have won on the Ducati at all? It's one of those butterfly moments in MotoGP that makes you realise how impactful Casey Stoner really was. Stoner's retirement didn't just end a legendary career, it cleared the way for the Marquez era. But it didn't have to be that way. If Casey had stayed, even if it was just one more season, the whole grid dynamic could have shifted. Marquez may have had to wait, Honda may have had to make an impossible decision, and MotoGP fans could have witnessed one of the greatest showdowns of the modern era. But that is the beauty of what-ifs. So guys, let me know if you enjoyed this video in this hypothetical world of Casey Stoner staying with the Repsol Honda team for a few more years, and just let me know, what do you guys think? What do you reckon would have changed in the landscape of MotoGP? And most importantly, if you enjoyed this video, let me know, and let me know if there's any more topics you would like me to discuss for future KneeDown videos. My name is Matt, thanks for watching, ciao for now.